Hey guys, it's Lai here, aka L2 Space Farmers Inland Farm. I'm basically making you a vid now to show you how to flip merch, showing you the basics of how to price check an item, find out the margin, and then obviously make some profit off the item. Okay, alright, so if there were two people in the Grand Exchange, say there were only two people, as in trading in the Grand Exchange, okay, player 1 and player 2. Player 1 is buying a Dragon Dagger at say 40k, player 2 selling it at 45k. Nothing is going to happen because both players want too much, so their needs are not going to be fulfilled. Okay, if players begin to buy Dragon Daggers at 50k each and other players begin to sell Dragon Daggers at 40k each, then this is where profit is available to be made by us. Okay, right, so if we open up the RuneScape window now, okay, right. I'll show you an example now of how to flip merch in an item, okay? Right, so what I'm going to do now is called a price check. It's checking the profit margin for an item, okay? Pick a random item. Buy one. I'm going to buy it at a price which I call max. And max in my eyes is spam clicking plus 5 basically, so you know that it's going to be able to be bought, okay? Doesn't matter how much you buy it for, as long as it's quite high, okay? Right, so it's bought at a total price of 4,000. So I'm making a note of this in the chat box. Bought 4,000, okay? Right, so I'm going to sell it now at what I call minimum, which is once again spam clicking -5 this time. So I know that it's going to sell. Okay, and it is sold for a price of 3980. 3980, which is a really crappy margin, but it's just an example, okay? So the profit per item is 4,000 minus 3,980, which is 20 GP. Okay, it's not a good item, but obviously I'll move on to finding a good item later. Okay, so buy the Rana, Rana at the price of, this is what I call the buy-up price, and this is what I call the sell-out price. Okay, you always notice the buy-up price and sell-out price because the lowest one's the buy-out price, because obviously you're going to buy low and then sell high. Okay, so I'm going to buy it at 3980 only. That's the price that other people are managing to sell them for and buy them for. It's the lowest price that people are managing to buy them for. Okay, so I want to compete with that, and I'm going to buy it for 1 GP more. Okay, so I'll buy one for 3981. I'll buy 10. Okay, right. Different items buy faster and different items buy slower. So that's in the mix of finding a good item. You want an item that's going to buy and sell fast. Okay, so this might sell slow, might sell fast. Okay. Once these come in, I'm then going to sell them for 1 GP under 4,000 and then make the profit. Okay. Whilst they're buying, I'll show you a little image that I made earlier. It's basically representing what I've just shown you, only in an easier format. Okay. So in the Grand Exchange, say people would buy an item, a random item, say people would be buying it for 1k, 2k, 3k, 4k and 5k. And then people will be selling that item for 8, 7, 6, 5 and 4k. Okay, so people are selling them at 4k and people are buying them at 5k. So that's where our opportunity is to make some profit. Okay, so we would buy them at 4k buy-up price, and then we'd sell them at 5k their sell-out price. So we've got a 1,000 GP profit margin there. Okay, so that's basically profit that we can make. Okay, right, this is a prime example. Sometimes items don't like to buy. Okay, if this happens, we want to reprice check the item. Okay, so we'll withdraw it and we'll go for, we'll do the same again, which is called price checking. So we'll buy the item at max, then we'll get it in, and then, okay, so there we go, the profit, the margins, the buy up and sell up price have actually changed. So that was the wrong time then. Okay, so it's good. Okay, so we sell the item at minimum, and then there we go, 4,100. Okay, so the buy-up price is now 4,100 and the sell-up price is 4,168. Okay, so we'll buy it at buy. I need to put the item first. Right, so we'll buy this item at 4,100 plus 1 GP. Remember, because we want to compete with the other buyers and sellers. Okay, buy 10. and then once we get them in, we would sell them 1 GP lower than 4168. This distance between 4,100 and 4,168 is called our profit margin. It's the profit that we can make per item. Okay? These are coming in now, so we draw 5 and sell them whilst these are buying. Okay? So we'll sell them 4168. But remember, we want a -1 GP to complete. Okay? These are all bought. Okay, so we'll put in another offer. 168. But basically, sometimes if you're buying a large amount of items, okay, you buy them all at the buy-up price, and by the time you bought them, the sell-out price has changed. So a good idea is once you get your items in, you want to then re-price check, but you only half the price check because you only want to check the sell-out price because you don't need to know the buy-up price because you've already bought them. Okay, so to do this, you buy one of the items. Okay, no point in selling it. Well, obviously we will sell it again, but we'll sell it with our others. Okay, buy it at that 4167. Okay, that's bought it off me here actually. So it's the best idea to take your other offers out when you're price checking. Okay, so we will then sell these for 4167. These should slowly sell. Okay, right. There are different limitations to flip merching, such as, well, you want to pick a good or a bad item. You don't want to pick a bad item, obviously you want to get a good item. Most people tend to flip merch expensive items such as barrow sets. I mean, personally, I don't like doing that. I don't like doing barrow sets because when you price check an item, you're essentially losing the profit that you make per one. Okay, and when it's expensive items, the profit margin is quite high, so you'll lose maybe over 50k just to price check an item, and I like to price check a lot to make sure that the items I'm selling them or buying them at the right price. Okay? Right, so basically a good item in my eyes is a cheap item. Here we go, these are sold now. A cheap item-ish, it has to have demand and it has to have supply. Okay, so basically you need people to want them for a reason, but you also want them to want to sell them for a reason. So an item, for example, iron ore, people want them to do smithing, and then they want to sell them because they're mining them for XP. But iron ore wouldn't be good because there's way too many of them in the market. So items such as U-logs would be a rubbish item because they'd have a profit margin of 1 or 2 GP because there's so many of them around. So you want a, wouldn't say rare, but uncommon item that has good demand and supply. Okay, that's my idea of a good item. The market can change very fast, which is risky. I would not recommend leaving an offer in overnight simply because in the morning when you wake up, the margins could have changed, the buyer and seller price will most likely have changed, so you could end up losing money. Okay, maybe you could end up making money, but then it's just a guess, it's nothing, it's no estimate of anything, it's just taking the chances, which is not efficient. Okay, there are a lot of complications to flip merching really, e.g. moving sell-up price and the buy-up price. I mean, I can manipulate it, so if the sell-up price is 11k, I could move up to 12.5k by buying out the item partially. It's confusing, so I won't go into it now. I'll just go through the basics here. Okay, well that's about the end of it now really. I just wanted to show you the basics of flip merching, and I must apologise for the bad quality of the sound because the sound quality on this isn't very good, but it's really the best that I could come up with. My computer's not very good, so yeah, I must apologise. It may be best to turn the volume down, maybe that will help. And thanks for watching my video really. I mean, if you have any issues or any questions whatsoever, admin game, my name is, well, it's going back to LYBs in line, and it's currently L2 space farm, and I'm in the chat mod space mark most of the time I'm online. So if you have an issue or anything, that's fine, just ask me and I'll be happy to help. So thanks so much for listening guys, and I'll see you in game.